in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Just a second. Wait for it. There we go.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good boy. Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It is your KCHW Morning Show. It is 7:30 a.m. Wednesday, September 18th. I'm Chuck Ritchie. We have Sharon Ludwig here and Paula Randall.
Did you notice he left out the lovely?
Yeah, well,
I
that's
did.
okay.
You know what? We're running late this morning. No time for
We're
niceties.
going to be like, what the heck?
Well, I'm just grateful that he put that new hitching post outside so I could tie up my horse.
There you go.
Yes,
I
we
did
were
that
all
for you,
fighting
Sharon.
over that hitching post.
Wouldn't it be great if we did have like a hitch? If it became like a thing where people would come to the radio station with their horses?
Oh my gosh. Well, no.
No, probably not.
We'd have to clean up after him outside.
Especially not in the summer, man. It gets hot out there in that parking lot.
Stinky. Yeah, not good for the horses. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, don't bring your horses to the radio station, and we have no place for them. Although we do have that little covered spot. We can make a little barn out there, cover the ground in hay.
That sounds like a great Chuck activity.
Put some of those rubber mats down.
He has enough activities.
You go, dude. I support you in making a horse barn for the station.
I could just get a horse for the station, and it could live out there.
Can it be one of the coin-operated ones?
That would probably be better.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that, though.
Right?
Ooh, could we keep it from getting vandalized out there?
No.
Probably.
No.
Do you have cameras?
There's cameras. Aren't they behind the... Aren't there cameras behind Andy's and General Store?
There are cameras everywhere.
I was going to say, yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
You are on camera.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, we have, especially inside here, man. There's you don't know, but there are cameras literally everywhere.
In here?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean here in the studio and the theater and the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All kinds of cameras everywhere.
Nowadays you have to have cameras.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
We actually should have a camera at our house. I was thinking about that. You know, just kind of keep an eye out over the front of the property and keep an eye on the park, you know.
Yeah. Because if something happens, they will canvass all the houses around wherever it happened to see if they have cameras.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
we had a couple of incidences in our house that made us get one. Nothing serious. Just flags being torn down and someone turned out to be kids. At 4 a.m.
That their mothers did not
Knock-
know they were
knocking and
out running
ditching.
the streets.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. People shake their head and say, where are their parents? They're out running the streets. Well, listen, I had one who ran the streets, and I had no idea. She climbed out her bedroom window.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
But I did the same thing as a teenager.
was
Oh,
gonna say,
dear,
I
I
did
didn't
that.
say that.
My view of you, Sharon,
Sharon.
is totally changed.
Wow!
Yeah, actually, my mom caught me.
Really?
Yeah, it was a quick story. Climbed out the window. I had a cat, Illinois. Illinois decided that she had to be inside, so I let her in and shut the window.
Mm-hmm.
At 5 a.m. or something, Illinois was meowing, and Mom was like, "Open the door, let her out, let her out." And of course, I was not there to respond. So I got back to the house, crawled in the window to find the bedroom door taken off its hinges.
Wow!
And my mom's sitting there waiting for me.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
I'm sure I can't remember any
Caught.
specific time sneaking out, but I know what happened here or there.
I was such a boring hoodlum.
Yeah, we just wandered the
I was
streets.
just saying, I just
you
walked
know?
around with my friends. We didn't do
Yeah,
anything.
we didn't do
We didn't
anything.
drink or smoke or.
Yeah.
I had one of those, like a lot of fellow Gen Xers, parents that didn't really police us that much, and we kind of were able to just kind of run willy nilly. We had to be home by sundown, by dark for dinner, and then once dinner was over, it was
And
pretty
a
much okay. We'll see you tomorrow for dinner,
And in Alaska, it never got dark in the summer, so
No.
they never had to get home.
right?
Oh.
Yeah,
But you know what, Paula, this explains a lot about
It
him.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, probably. I was a wild child. No, I got so I was the son. I guess the son of a retired police chief. So I was just really good at not getting caught.
There you go.
So, which is good. It sort of helps you follow the rules and make sure because the people that are dumb about it are the ones that get caught. I'm just
Hoodlum
saying.
Lessons by Chuck
That's
Ritchie.
right. That's right. Don't get caught. Be smart about it. No, we were always taught that if you're going to be doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, make sure you have a safe place to land.
Right.
Even if you're not coming home, at least be somewhere safe.
Right? And don't be completely stupid.
Yeah. No.
Just moderately stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be stupid every now and then.
Yeah, it's a part of life. I think so. Growing up, it's a rite of passage. Hey, babe,
It
you're
is.
up watching. Good morning, my husband.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into some weather for the day. Don't get caught out in the. Actually, do get caught out in the weather today. It's gonna be gorgeous out today.
Oh,
78
good.
degrees and sunny skies for your high. 49 degrees with clear skies overnight. 77, 45 tomorrow. The clouds coming out just a little bit. 73 and 41 on Friday. Sun's coming out. 3% chance of rain. We got, the other day we had a pretty good amount of chance of rain for the next few days, but it seems like that's gone down a little bit.
Has it?
Yeah. Yeah, so Saturday 74 and 43, cloudy skies. Sunday 71 and 46. Then Monday 77 for the high, warming back up a little bit with partly cloudy skies. Tuesday of next week, back up in the 80s again with 82 for the high.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, 51. There was I don't remember when it was. I think it's already passed, but I saw one forecast that had the high in the 50s,
No.
like 59 degrees. That's the one that's on our screensaver
I'm gonna
on our
have to look
TV at
now.
home,
Yeah.
and that one's never very accurate.
You
So,
have to look.
The
Look
kids
it
always
up.
point and look at it, and I'm like, no, don't trust that thing. But I did say 59 degrees for one day.
I'm checking. I'm checking you up. I'm here. I'm
Oh, you-
looking.
Are you confirming?
I am, but Sharon has the keyboard.
Well, you can reach that just as well as I can.
No, it's Chihuahua. You have to type in Chihuahua.
Oh, I thought it said zip code.
Do you guys need me to turn this radio station around?
Yeah,
arguing
we need
over
to get
that.
on the bus.
We're good. We got it. We're tracking. Sharon's the brain, and I'm the clicky finger.
Not really.
All right. Well, while you guys are doing that, we have some local birthdays today. What day is today? Today's the 18th. We got a pretty good list of them today. This is
Oh,
pretty
good.
exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, so today for local birthdays, this is on the Chihuahua Valley Lions Club calendar, which, by the way, they are accepting submissions for next year's calendar right now,
Well, I've
compiling
gotta get
that.
info
Yes,
to 'em.
yes.
So you need to get in touch with somebody from the Chihuahua Valley Lions Club. There's lots of folks around. I don't have a phone number or contact information for them, and I don't think they have a web. Do they have a local website
I
or
do
Facebook
not
page?
know that, but I paid and ordered mine from Melissa Aldering, and I know Brian Ross.
How much is it?
$10 a calendar.
Yeah, it's really cheap. It's $10 a calendar. It's
To put your name in for the
Yeah.
birthdays.
It's nothing to put your name in. They just want you to buy a calendar.
yeah.
Nice.
And
Yeah, so
and it
it's-
used to be they had a limit of so many. And so I put in all my kids and my grandkids, and so it was above the limit. So I always buy 3 calendars just to make up for it, because I figure,
Yeah.
you know, that's only fair because they put in all my kids,
Well,
grandkids.
You know, my dad is a faithful watching. He's watching right now from Nebraska, so I'm going to have to put him on the Lions Club calendar.
Yes.
Right?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
See?
my adopted father. Yeah. Well, we're going to send the paperwork to you, Dad. Don't worry about it.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Okay, so birthdays today. We have, and don't forget, again, contact somebody with the Lions Club. I'm guessing you can probably stop by the chamber office, if nothing else, and they will be able to steer you
I
in the
think
right
so.
direction.
I think so.
So, or here, we know quite a few folks from the Lions Club. We can, if you want to send us a message, we'll find out the person to get a hold of and forward that information on to them.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, so today we have Justin Danford,
What?
Madeline Barlocker, Robbie Bendixson, looks like Briella Herda, and then Steve and Carmen Deal have anniversaries today. So there you go. We got quite a few.
Nice. Are we ready for the birthday song?
I'm ready. You ready?
Happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy day. Happy, happy birthday day. Yay!
And anniversary.
And happy anniversary.
There you go.
Yes. All right. We are trying to find a local Lions Club. Can you open the breakfast? This is my favorite part.
All right. Do you want to take the breakfast menu?
I do. I love them.
Okay.
Okay. So for breakfast today on Wednesday, we have cold variety cereal. We have that mysterious banana split breakfast smoothie that we still have not clarified.
If somebody knows about that, would you send us a
But
message
if
or
you will
comment?
notice, they are 2 different bullets.
Well,
One is banana split,
Mm-hmm.
and one is breakfast smoothie. So maybe that's 2 different things.
What would the banana split be, though, Sharon? I mean, surely it cannot
It's
be
a-
ice cream.
It's a banana with strawberries on it. I have no idea.
I'm,
I just made that up.
I'm hoping, and I'm willing to
Right.
bet it's I bet it's a banana with yogurt, like a
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that
In
would
a
make
in a
sense.
little
Like a little,
in a jar. I
yeah.
mean cup.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a banana split style, but yogurt instead of ice cream. That actually sounds really really
Yeah,
good.
it does.
Well,
We
and
should go
maybe a
do
little
that.
granola
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the store.
Right, no, you're gonna go to the school and get breakfast. Okay, so
Okay.
banana split yogurt ? Breakfast smoothie, bagel variety, super bakery bread, an English muffin sandwich, or an apple cinnamon oatmeal bowl. So good breakfast today.
Lots of choices.
Yeah.
And if you're really hungry, they probably let you have a little of everything.
Right.
Probably.
And then
I heard. Yeah, it's like continental breakfast style.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, I'm still stuck on the banana split thing.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to get that clarified.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the mystery is more exciting than the reality. I'm just.
I don't know. We might be looking for mystery in all the wrong places, Jack.
Hey, I take it where I can get it. My life's not that exciting.
All right, and then Wednesday is our Asian food day for lunches.
Ooh.
So Wednesday, this is us today, right, Sharon?
The 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So today, this is exciting actually. Chicken egg roll, chow mein, veggies and fruit.
So they have 2 side dishes.
Yes, veggies and fruit.
Well, no,
And chow mein.
the egg roll and chow mein. Those
Yeah.
are 2 side dishes.
Yeah. Chicken egg
still
roll. I bet
good,
it's a
though.
big egg roll.
Probably.
Maybe like a big burrito.
maybe.
Like a super burrito.
I often eat egg rolls as my main course though. Get those frozen ones.
Yeah,
Stick them in the
they're
air
good.
fryer. Oh yeah.
Don't have an air fryer, so I just think about cooking egg rolls.
Sometimes I'll microwave them and then stick them in a pan and get them all crispy on the outside.
We don't have a microwave.
You don't have a microwave?
No.
Oh,
We are
our-
a microwave-free home. We're
our-
an air fryer-free home. Keep it coming, Chuck.
Our microwave died a couple weeks ago. Finally, it was a good one.
Oh,
Rest
nice,
its soul. It'd been about 10 years since we'd had that microwave, and
Wow.
we made it about a week until we broke down and said, you know what, let's go just buy another microwave.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
not that expensive nowadays.
No, they're not.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. And do you have a dishwasher?
No.
She's a dishwasher-free home.
The dishwasher-free home. Yep.
Do you
That-
do you even have the kitchen sink?
We do have a kitchen sink, and we have a spare kitchen sink in the basement.
Oh, good.
Do you
It's
have
not installed to anything, but there is a spare sink in the basement.
do you have a toaster?
Well, now that's a tricky question. We do have a toaster, but for some reason my husband refuses to use it, so I actually don't know where that toaster is. He prefers to toast the bread on the cast iron skillet.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your husband says, why do they get Chinese food when we have no Chinese restaurant?
Right? That's a very good point, babe.
We used to have one. It was in a building where the parking lot is beside Valley Drug.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
And the building had to be torn down for various reasons. And
I hear it was actually really good.
we had a couple different owners, okay? So when the one owner...
Raving review, Sharon.
Yeah, when the one owner had it, it was very good. When another owner had it, everything tastes the same.
Gotcha.
Kind of
Oh,
like
wait, that's not good.
You can go to an Italian or a Mexican restaurant the same way. You can have very good, very different, or you can have that everything tastes the same.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How was it, Sharon?
Huh? I didn't get that.
Crickets.
Oh.
Crickets.
It was like a cricket sound.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very clear cricket sound.
No, it probably
It's
wasn't.
okay, but we're going to support Chuck. It's like, we
Thank
got
you.
you, Chuck.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
She knew
Okay.
what I was saying. All right, so let's go ahead. Do you want to go ahead and move on to some local events?
Sure,
Sure,
why
Sharon's got the
not?
pile.
Let's
Yeah. All right. So, today, of course, we have pickleball at the golf course. Then we have different things this afternoon, I'm sure. But tonight we have Fired Up Pizza Bingo, or at the Fired Up Pizza Bingo from 6 to 7. But we also have Pecha Kucha.
do it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited about that. Our
Yeah.
very own Chuck Ritchie is going to be presenting at Pechacucha tonight.
I know.
Yes.
I'm going to be there.
Yes.
Did you
KS
get all
Brooks
your,
is gonna be
your pictures in on time?
I did. Well, I got them in. Okay, they weren't on time, but I wasn't the last one.
Okay.
So as long I at least at the time when I said, "Hey, I'm going to be late," am I the last one? I wasn't. So I don't know if by the time I got it in. But
All right.
it is in. It's been in for multiple days even.
He's going to
Okay.
put you at the very back of the list.
Right?
He'll be like,
Okay.
and at the very end, we have our very own Chuck Ritchie.
Don't save me for the main event.
Well, you only get your 6 minutes, 20 slides at 20 seconds.
Oh, I'll be good. I have all my slides are ready. I've got a separate presentation that only I can see that has all my notes and my bullet points down, and they're I've timed them for 20 seconds each. Now, what I've practiced and what I actually say might be two completely different
Right?
things.
And I was going to say, you had like 500 slides or something. You
Yeah,
put those down?
I had a lot of slides.
Yeah.
I had about an hour's worth of material.
Wow.
I had to pare it down quite a bit.
Well,
It's hard.
Bud takes your slides and puts them on his computer,
Yeah.
and then he times them so they automatically go. And so you could be in the middle of talking, and then there's the next slide.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can be like this,
Right? He's not, Chuck always has something to say.
waiting for the next slide.
Well, I kind of know. I'm not necessarily worried about not having enough time, I'm not worried about having too much time. I'm worried about not having enough time for the slides,
Okay.
or getting off on a tangent. And
Okay.
Never. We'll keep you on track.
so that-
Sharon and I will be in the audience with a squirt gun.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
And that's
appreciate
Pecha Kucha night. That is tonight at 7 p.m. at the Quartzsite Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been to lots of them, and you might want to be there by about 6:30 when they open up. And
I plan on being there by at least 6:45.
okay, well, I'm talking about our audience, because and they have drinks that you can buy if you do that, and and they do ask that they have a jar that they ask a donation $1 a piece, which is
Very
cheap.
reasonable.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can donate more than that if you want.
Very reasonable.
But they have to pay to be part of the international Pecha Kucha.
Yeah.
And then you will be on
Do
the Pecha Kucha site forever.
do the presenters get a tip jar? Can we put out a tip jar?
No.
No, that's not how this works.
No,
Oh, dang
no,
it.
no.
Dang it.
And
Okay.
then tomorrow's Thursday, and other than the regular things, tell me, we don't have regular library things.
Not
No,
right
the
now, not
library
yet.
is still under construction.
Yeah,
And we should get an update on that pretty soon.
yeah.
Things are probably coming along pretty well. I haven't heard anything.
I
so-
haven't heard either, but I've seen things outside the door and stuff. So they're doing things, you know.
I do know the children's story time they're still doing out in the grass in front of the library.
For as long as the weather holds, right?
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah,
going to put up a tent or something?
I wonder if they're still doing that now that school's back in session.
I don't know,
I hope
because it'd
so.
be preschoolers, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
homeschoolers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, and
And
Do-
the bookmobile is
The
still
back.
parked in the
In the
back.
back.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have anything else for Thursday? I do not.
Let's see, Thursday the 19th. I don't know. Did you get the senior citizens potluck and games? That's going to be at. That's for
No.
senior citizens from Chewelah Valley and Springdale are invited to join us the first and third Thursday of each month for games and potluck. This is happening from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Valley Fire Department in Valley.
Okay. I took that off for the summer, and I have not put it back on.
Oh, yeah. And then the food bank is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
See, he always gets that one for me.
And Craig Meyer Karaoke is going to be at the Oasis from 8:30 to 11:30.
Okay. They are busy people because Friday I have them at the Fired Up Pizza. Craig
Exactly,
Meyer
yep.
Karaoke. So they just pick up and move wherever anybody will have them.
They keep the music flowing.
Well,
Yeah.
and Craig's got a couple different karaoke DJs that kind of do the rotation. So
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, on to Friday. Friday morning, chamber at the casino, 7 a.m. for anyone who'd like to attend, and especially for businesses and representatives from nonprofits. If you want to know what's going on with the Chewelah community, or you want to be part of the chamber,
Yeah.
it's a good
And-
thing to do.
Yeah.
And they really do like it when people show up.
Oh, yeah.
They're delighted. Their faces light up.
Yeah, yeah. We have several people who come just because they want to be part
Yeah.
of Chewelah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they're real regulars. They don't represent anybody except themselves.
Plus, there's food.
I was going to say, I
Well,
hear there's really
yeah.
good food.
Well,
It's
they
like-
always have
It's like cakes and fruit. And,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so also on Friday is adult pickleball, 9 to 11:30 at the golf course. I haven't heard yet when that will start move down to the middle school, but I'm assuming that when the weather gets bad, it will move. Hopefully, we'll know.
Well, considering we still have temperatures in the 80s, that doesn't seem like that's changing in the near
Right.
future. Anyway.
No, because it's getting cold at night, but
It is.
yeah.
The other day, so we have our RV set up outside. It's my wife's office, so she goes out there and works during the day. I went out to check on something for her when I left yesterday morning. It was about 40 degrees in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I turned on the heater,
Yeah.
and
Oh, no.
she sent me
Yeah.
a message. She got out there about 11 or so. She's like, "What did you do out here?
Yeah.
It's like an oven in here."
Oh, dear.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're at that point right now. Of like,
Yeah.
the nights are getting cold enough to cool down the house inside and make
Yeah.
it enough to make you want to flip the heater on.
Don't do it.
But by the time the house warms up, that outside sun's coming out. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Paula, do you have air conditioning at your house?
No.
Wow.
You want to come visit?
Yes.
Actually, we've been doing a lot of work this weekend. I'm super excited about our little house.
Oh,
So
that's
love
good.
it, love it, love it, love it. We're
Okay.
finally painting after a year. Oh, I'm just going to go on and on and on, but I'll let Sharon continue. 'Cause I know there's a lot of stuff coming up. I'm waiting for her to get to my flyer.
Okay, and the farmers market is tomorrow, and I don't have anything special happening tomorrow on the farmers market.
No, I believe it's a standard day. I think the next big event is the pumpkin bowling, which
I
is
know.
which
Right?
is the last week of the
Farmers
market.
Yeah,
That's October 11th, right?
coming up.
That sounds about right.
Because I looked at the poster. Pumpkin bowling.
Pumpkin bowling.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can this town get any cooler?
I mean, it could,
Yeah.
but why bother?
October 11th, you're right.
Wow.
Yep.
That is so cool. Do you have to bring your own pumpkin?
I don't believe so. No.
What are we bowling? Like, what are we trying to
Pumpkins.
hit? Well, yes, but you have to, like, go,
Duh.
you hit pins.
I have no idea what they're hitting. We should find out.
We should find out.
I think they have
Yeah.
pins,
Okay.
if I remember right.
Yeah.
Or there's small children sitting there.
That's what I was wondering.
Anybody want to volunteer to be a pin?
Right?
Ah,
Can you
okay,
imagine the
back to
hilarity?
my script here. Friday, September 20th, we also have a Chewelah Cougar football away at Reardon.
Okay.
And they've done very well so far, the football team has. Saturday, Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary Vaccination Clinic from 9:30 to 1. And the Lions Club has their 8th annual Romp and Roar golf tournament and fundraiser. And Fool's Paradise Band is at the Chihuahua Golf and Country Club that evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we have a golfer listening. Were there terms on the romp and roar that we didn't understand what they meant?
There's like shotgun and all kinds of stuff that.
I don't know what I did with that flyer. I thought I had them all in order last night.
Maybe if you're there for the Romp and Roar golf tournament, that would be a good time to sign up and pay for your calendar.
There are
That
lots
is
of things
really
I do for
good.
entertainment.
What's that?
Watching golf is not one of them.
Yeah.
I have to say, I
we go.
actually have special memories of watching golf on TV growing up as a kid in Alaska, because by the time golf starts on TV, it's calm and it's peaceful and it's green and it's spring-like and it's gorgeous.
Oh.
And you look outside and we still have 4 feet of snow and it's
Oh,
20
that makes
degrees
sense,
below
actually.
zero out. So I would watch golf and just zone in on the TV and imagine being there with the peaceful and the quiet.
Oh,
and
dear.
That makes sense.
The birds chirping.
What?
Daniel said, "Who killed the mic? Are we having some troubles?"
No, you
Uh-oh.
know what I think? He was saying, who killed the mic? Like, he was, he was making a comment about satire. It was not about us.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
okay.
Because he's made
okay.
several comments after that. That's why
Who's Mike?
Huh?
Oh.
Dutch. So we have, if I was going to watch golf or play golf in my adulthood, this would be the one. The Romp and War Lions Club 8th Annual Romp and War Golf Tournament and Fundraiser. And where were the golf terms we were trying to figure out? But this is going to be really cool. Team costume, contest and photo, snacks and drink ticket, designer beer glass with drink ticket to court site. That's cool. Games, poker, prizes.
A barbecue lunch.
Barbecue lunch. Grogs served from 8:15 to 9:30. Is that coffee?
Grog. Grog
don't
is
know.
like beer.
Huh.
At 8:15 in the morning?
I don't know.
It's a get you up in the morning kind of alcohol, I guess.
Well, this would be one heck of a golf tournament if everybody's drinking at 8:15 to 9:30 in the morning. Well, Dad, I'm sorry, I can't figure out what the terms are that we were looking for.
Well, what does shotgun mean? It says shotgun start at shotgun,
I
like
think
they
they're-
yeah.
I
Okay.
think they're just gonna
Okay.
So grog typically and historically was made with 50% water and 50% rum.
that'll get them going.
So, but I do think
This is an 18 and over golf tournament.
well, have you ever seen golf? I mean, it's pretty much
I have seen
Pretty much
a lot of golf.
old people.
it's pretty much a drinking
I spent
sport.
every summer
Oh,
for
is it?
15 years in Nebraska. I have seen a lot of golf.
It's it's people drinking and hitting the ball while they drink.
It's not. It's not.
All right. Well, that's it. You got lots of things to do on
Right.
Saturday. Then on Sunday, over at Fired Up Pizza, All Ages Blues Jam at 4 p.m. On Monday, no school for the Chihuahua students, but the teachers are having a learning day. And at the end of that day is a Arts in the School program, and that's over at the Center for the Arts. And if I can read the fine print, it says, learn about the Chihuahua Arts Guild Art in Schools program. And it's at 6 p.m. at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. And who is artists, teachers, volunteers? The program coordinators are Gail Sharapi and Susanne Greep. Now, those two both taught at Valley, I believe. I know Gail taught at Valley. I'm not sure where Susanne taught. I think she taught. But they're both into the arts and stuff, and they're part of the Arts Guild. So they've gotten grants and things just like the Creative District has to get art in the schools. So that's a really good program.
And
Yeah.
if you go to our Facebook page, we actually had them on last night for Artists on the Air. We had Gail and
nice.
Suzanne on with Diane Evans,
Uh-huh.
and talked about the program and some of the history behind it and where they're going and
Oh,
gearing up
cool.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, Tuesday, September 24th, Chihuahua Cougar Volleyball is away at Reardon. The volleyball team is struggling a little this year,
Uh-oh.
where the football team is going just great guns. I'm seeing if Gino had a comment. He was on. So, and the Gold Hill Chihuahua Valley Land Trust Sunset Fun Run is on Tuesday, the 24th.
Keep leading, Chuck.
And
He's in the blind spot.
And then Wednesday, the 25th, is at ASVAB tests for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students. So if you have one of those students, encourage them to sign up and take that test. It doesn't cost anything, I don't think. I don't know, but I mean,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
think so.
Yeah, but it's good to take those kind of tests, even if it's just for practice, because you will have to be taking those kind of tests to get into college, or not necessarily that kind, but you know.
Well, and surely the schools make those announcements
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
do. But sometimes kids don't go home and tell their parents or don't
Right.
do things, you know.
That's what
And
we're here for.
Yeah. And sometimes they just don't listen.
I still remember taking the ASVAB in high school, and I always thought it was mandatory, like
Maybe
the
it is
SATs.
for
I thought it
guys.
was.
Maybe
But
it
I
was
don't
at that
remember-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
remember. I don't remember Sean taking it.
Again,
Yeah.
I was in ROTC in high school, so maybe
that
it
would be
was
why.
maybe
Yeah.
it was mandatory
yeah,
for ROTC
yeah.
kids.
That would be
But
why.
Yeah.
High
Also,
school was fuzzy. I don't remember a lot.
oh, yeah, well, that explains a lot of it, too. Yeah.
Well,
We've
I'm
got
not gonna say
lots
anything,
of
John.
things.
Yeah.
Because I was young, it was a long time ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Daniel
Okay.
says he wants to see full contact golf with linebackers and tackling. I actually think that would be fun, but isn't that what rugby is?
Didn't Adam Sandler make a movie about that?
I think so.
Yeah, he did.
That seems like a very Adam Sandler thing to do. Okay, go ahead, Sharon.
Okay, also next Wednesday, Fired Up Pizza Bingo. I have got to rearrange that in my notes because it's at Fired Up Pizza is bingo from 6 to 7.
Okay.
And then I've got a few highlights coming up for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Thursday, September 26th is Salish Cultural Day. Now,
Yes.
for the
gonna be
last several years, we've done in combination with the different tribes, the Spokane tribe of Indians, we've put on Salish Day for students, for 4th, 5th, 6th graders, and they've bussed them in, and we've had like 400 or 500 kids that went to the museum. They had a powwow in the park, and they went to the Indian agency, and we had different displays. They had teepees set up, all kinds of things. But the parents said, well, why can't we go? Well, because it's a closed activity, and for security,
Right.
we could only have students. So this year, we are having Spokane Salish cultural event in the evening for families, for anybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This
And
is
it's-
going to be really neat.
yeah, it starts at 6 p.m. at the Stevens County Historical Society Indian Agency with a presentation and a tour of that cabin. And then at 6:30, you'll go down to the museum, and there'll be a presentation of Native American collection and a beading demonstration, which should be interesting because, you know, they're beading. There's pictures on this
Just
flyer.
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's so intricate. The needle they use. What did they use before needles? Did
Quills,
they
yeah,
quills like
yeah.
porcupine quills?
I think so.
Oh wow, yeah, that'll be interesting. And then at 7, they're going to go over to the Center for the Arts for a presentation on tribal history, social time. Oh, there is a social time and refreshments. So it's sponsored by the Walt Goodman Historical Museum, Chewelah Center for the Arts, Mystiquah, Spokane Tribe of Indians, and I can't read that other one.
Don't know who that is. It's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, it says Stevens County Historical Society Indian Agency Cabin. Oh, that's one of the sponsors too.
I think actually they used bone. They did bone for their
Bone.
needles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but could they get one thin enough to go through some of those little beads they did? Oh my. Anyway, hopefully they'll tell us
They'll
some
tell
of that.
us, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they used horsehair or something a little finer that was. Stiff.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. I think
Okay, and also
wanna
coming up, and this is, we usually only talk about things that are happening in Chewelah, but I wanted to bring this one up.
Okay.
Saturday, September 28th is a Stephen.
pile of papers over here.
Yeah, well, you know,
There's a lot going on. Okay.
I didn't go through and look at them all when we were looking at them.
It's okay to do stuff around because we are broadcasts from pretty much over the Canadian border down
Right.
to Spokane Valley. So
Oh, okay. So in Colville at the Stevens County Sheriff's and Ambulance, they are doing CPR classes, and you can become CPR certified. And the class date is September 28th, and the time is from 8 to 13:30, which is what, 1:30?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's an all morning. The classes, you get a card. You have to pay for that to get the card, but I imagine you can just take the different training.
It's $40, I think.
Yeah, well, it says with a card it's 55,
Yeah.
but it says you must be classes are 55 per person and must be paid 7 days in advance to reserve your spot.
So you have
Classes
to pay
fill
by
on
Friday. Yeah.
yeah, on a first come first served basis. Now, when I worked at the high school, we were required to have everybody had to have
Yeah.
be CPR certified. And so if this is a requirement from your employment, like our employment, I think paid for it. I think they set it up with, but we did it down here with this the ambulance. Ginger Zebel always taught it.
I used to work at a university. It was required for every employee of the university to
Yeah,
go get it.
yeah. And so, and
I called to sign Xander and I up.
Okay.
oh, you did?
So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to have. Just,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you could never have too many people certified.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly, exactly. And also coming up the end of this month, end of September, one-act play auditions.
Yes.
On Monday, September 30th, and Tuesday, October 1st. So
This is going to be a lot of fun. The One Act Play Festival is going to be a lot of fun. And so it gives you a lot of different varieties, quick plays that, are anywhere from what I think do we know what the length of the shortest play is? Like 15, 20 minutes?
yeah, occasionally they have 10-minute ones, but I don't know that she's picked any 10-minute plays.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
they have all the directors signed up yet?
Here, I just press this. What does this mean if I press this button here?
It doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
Sharon and I are like, uh-oh,
I think if that was hooked up to a system where you could use it as a microphone, it would be a microphone. but
Okay.
We do not have the headphones hooked up for that.
Always exciting here in the radio station.
Oh, yeah. And then in October, we have the Fall Fest that'll be coming
Yes.
up. We'll talk a lot more about that
Yeah.
later. And that weekend also, we have the Lions Club half-century bicycle tour. See, they're doing a golf thing this month, and then they're doing a bike tour next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An active group.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the end of October, I just want to highlight that the Stompers, Stevens County Stompers, are doing a production in the Center for the Arts. It's a 2-night affair because last year
cool.
when they did it, they did one night and it was so packed in there. They said it was so hot. I had a commitment. I didn't get to go, but I went to the rehearsal. It was wonderful.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah. And so you can pick Friday or Saturday to go. Yeah.
They're also going to be performing at Fall Fest.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. So you can see a little teaser of it.
Oh, they're going to just like they performed also at Summerfest. They did a full 45-minute routine.
On the
my.
stage? You're going to be on
Yeah.
the stage at the park?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
We're probably on the ground in front of the stage.
Yeah.
Okay,
the street,
so
yeah.
it'll be the Firefighter Olympics in the park, right? And then they'll be on the grass in front of the stage. Oh, what a fun
We'll
day.
tell you what, the second half of the show, we have Mayor McCunn coming on.
Oh,
and
fun.
Yeah, so he, I don't know if that's on his agenda to talk about, but we'll bring that up.
Okay. Okay. And then also that weekend, just as a teaser, we have the Trick or Treat, the Haunted Path.
Yes.
And we, yeah. Okay.
I get to
and-
do that because it's at my house.
Yes. And that is the October 26th, 27th, and 31st. And we don't know yet when Boo Fest is, but we will let you
We
know
do
by
know.
the
It is.
Do we?
We
It
do.
is,
I
yeah.
called the chamber. It is going to be on the 31st, same time as last year.
Good.
Yeah, from 3:30 to 5:30. So yeah, we got that confirmed.
Oh, good. Good. See, I didn't do any of that. I just figured when I see it on Facebook, I'll know it's happening.
And we also, just a heads up, planning the trash grade ball. There's a lot of those costumes.
yeah.
Yes.
If you're going to attend the trash grade ball, it was an amazing event last year.
was
It
so
was.
much
It was so
fun.
good.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're getting geared up for that right now. We just want to let people know
Yeah.
so they have a chance
To build your
to
costumes.
build your costumes. These
Yeah.
are costumes made out of recycled material, repurposed material, trash.
You don't
Clean
have,
trash.
you
Clean
don't
it
even have
first.
to know how
Yeah.
to sew.
Yeah.
You can use a glue gun
Yeah.
Right?
to put together
Right.
your costume. Yeah.
Staples.
Staple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Throw on
you
those
know?
milk jug shoulder pads.
Yeah, I mean anything goes. The whole point is creativity and
Yep.
using non-typical materials to
Yeah.
demonstrate awareness, right, about things that we don't normally use that might be able to be repurposed in a more practical way. And then I have a challenge for all the fiber artists out there to make something with fiber. Instead of just normal trash, we throw away 85% of the fashion industry is thrown away. The garments and things are actually trashed. It's a huge environmental impact. So I'm going to try, emphasis on try, because I'm not the best seamstress, but I have my good friend Sharon over here. I'm going to try to make fabric out of scraps. out of, clothing
Yeah.
parts that I would normally throw away, like old jeans or T-shirts that are too ripped or, things like that. Repurpose it and see how that goes.
Well, you informed me yesterday. Now I'm obsessed with it all night. Quilt coats.
Yeah,
Turning
aren't
old
they
quilts
awesome?
into jackets, and now I want a long one,
Right?
like
a
long,
duster. Yes.
Yeah, like a long trench coat style made out
Right,
of
they're
quilts.
gorgeous.
Well,
Yes.
and if you get into that on YouTube or on Facebook or
Yeah.
anywhere, you just can go down the rabbit
Oh, I
hole
did.
looking
You
at
did.
that stuff.
I did. I
Oh,
spent a
it's so
couple hours
cool.
last
Yeah.
night with the
It's
kids.
just, it's like mind-numbingly cool.
Yeah.
So speaking of the mayor coming on, we need to take a quick break so we can
Okay.
get him in here and get on with the second half of the show.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank
it's only 5:08. We're doing well.
We are doing well, but we want to make sure we give the mayor plenty of time.
Yes.
So we are going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to thank our sponsors. We'll be right back with some more events and Mayor McCunn right after this. Thank you so much for listening. You're listening to KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio.
It's 8:08.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
The Public News Service NOAA Newscast, September the 18th, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. A bill to bolster protections for IVF treatments failed in the Senate Tuesday. As the political debate plays out, a Minnesota mother hopes her experience opens more eyes to the challenges some people face in expanding their families.
For the second time this year, Senate Republicans blocked efforts to put in place a nationwide right to in vitro fertilization, or IVF. The outcome is likely to get more attention on the campaign trail this fall. Mariah Grand, a mother from Bloomington, says she and her husband were both diagnosed with infertility. They are now proud parents of a daughter through IVF, but there were many hoops to jump through.
Infertility is a disease, and like any other disease, it is emotionally and physically exhausting. When your disease is not covered by insurance, there's a financial component added on top of it.
She says the couple underwent many tests, took out a second mortgage, and relied on crowdfunding to pay for the IVF. In Congress, Senate Republicans say they support IVF, but accuse Democrats of a political stunt by bringing it to a vote. Democrats contend the outcome aligns with conservative ideals in curtailing reproductive freedoms. I'm Mike Moen.
Minnesota Governor and Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz has frequently called for expanded access to IVF, citing his family's struggle with infertility. Next, from NBC News, the Republican mayor of an Ohio city that has been the target of unfounded claims from former President Donald Trump and his running mate about Haitian immigrants eating residents' pets said Tuesday that a visit from the Republican presidential nominee would strain the city's resources. Springfield Mayor Robert Roos said, "It would be an extreme strain on our resources, so I'd be fine if they decided not to make that visit." NBC News reported on Sunday that Trump planned to visit the city soon, according to a source familiar with the former president's planning, after amplifying, during a presidential debate, a baseless claim that had circulated in right-wing spheres online for weeks, saying Haitian immigrants were eating the dogs and cats of local residents. And a new report looks into the recent shift in immigration enforcement, especially at the Immigrant Detention Center in Tacoma.
The University of Washington Center for Human Rights report, "The Border is Everywhere," finds immigration arrests have started to tick back up after falling at the start of the pandemic. However, the center's director, Angelina Godoy, says fewer of these arrests are transfers from jails or prisons in Washington and Oregon like they were in the past.
We see a lot of the more recent arrests happening on ICE check-ins, or when folks who have arrived from the southern border are coming here and starting to comply with the process that ICE required them to do in terms of following up on their case. That's when they're brought brought into custody.
Godoy notes that both Washington and Oregon have passed sanctuary state legislation, which has reduced the number of these transfers. I'm Eric Tegedoff reporting.
This is Public News Service. New poll results show 80% of likely Arizona voters believe American democracy is under threat. But the new survey from the Center for the Future of Arizona also finds just as many believe their vote could improve democracy.
With fewer than 50 days until Election Day, Arizona Democratic Congressman Greg Stanton says there are important issues on the ballot for Arizonans across the political spectrum, and it isn't too late to take action.
I want people finding candidates and causes they believe in and get out and work on those campaigns. Become a volunteer, knock on doors, make calls, become a super voter, if you will.
Stanton's challenger this year is Republican Kelly Cooper, who also ran against him in 2022. Voters in the Grand Canyon state will weigh in not only on candidates at the national, state, and local levels, but will also decide on more than a dozen statewide propositions. Check your voter registration status online at my.arizona.vote. I'm Alex Gonzalez reporting.
And healthcare providers in central Indiana are focusing on accessible and culturally competent mental health support as the region's diversity grows. Our Joe Leroy has more in this Wish TV, Free Press Indiana News Service collaboration.
Dr. Sally Fleming, a clinical psychologist at Riley Children's Hospital, says suicide affects all ages in Indiana, and factors such as immigration stress and economic disparities can significantly raise the impact on mental well-being.
Suicide rates are higher. Suicidal ideation, these things are higher in our population of more diverse ethnic groups. And we have to be aware of that as clinicians and ask more of those questions.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that suicide is the second leading cause of death for Hoosiers aged 14 to 39, and 5% of adults and over 11% of young adults aged 18 to 25 have considered suicide in the past year.
Finally, our Shantia Hudson lets us know, from gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson to Superintendent of Public Instruction hopeful Michelle Morrow, have suggested North Carolina could reject federal funding for public schools.
The North Carolina Justice Center estimates turning down federal funding could strip more than $1 billion from schools and result in thousands of job losses. Teacher Justin Parmenter in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District thinks this would also harm vulnerable student populations and strain already underfunded schools, especially in rural areas.
Things like providing free and reduced lunch for students who need that support. It would be serving students with special needs. It would be funding programs like substance abuse and mental health care.
The NC Justice Center reports that rejecting federal funds will lead to wider gaps in racial and economic opportunities. This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on great radio stations, your favorite podcast platform, and find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Your KCHW Morning Show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChihuahuaFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
On the side. Yeah.
All right now.
And,
come on, boy.
and we got the mayor of this here town on the air with us.
Right? How cool is that? I'm like geeking out. I'm sitting next to the mayor. This is so cool.
We have Chihuahua celebrity in the room.
We do.
Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. We are back for the second half of the morning show. We are joined right now with our very own Mayor McCunn. Good morning, Greg. How you doing?
Good morning, everybody. Happy to be on again.
Should I call you Mr. Mayor on the air, or can I call you Greg?
You can call me Greg.
Okay, Greg.
Yeah,
Thank
I like
Greg. You don't like the formalities all the time?
Not all the time. No.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So, yeah, good morning. You guys have a city council meeting tonight. I know
We do.
you've been working with us on Fall Fest.
Yep.
I almost said Winterfest, but it's Winterfest, Fall Fest, Summerfest.
Temperatures are dumping quick, and before you blink, it'll be Winterfest.
Oh, I know,
Especially
right?
if you're on the planning team.
Yeah. Oh, already I'm like, trying to contact bands, and bands are coming and going. And I had a couple cancellations a couple days ago, which is fun. But hopefully we'll get those bands back in wintertime. Sometimes it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
But getting all those festivals planned in advance.
It is amazing. Do you know how hard it is to plan a vacation in this town? It's
I
terrible.
do, actually.
Yes.
My wife and I both know that very, very, very
right?
well.
It's a real pain. Because you're like, I can't go in the summer because Summerfest and all the amazing festivals that are happening during the summer. I can't go during the fall because of Fall Fest and all the amazing activities that are happening in Chihuahua for the fall. I can't do. Last year I missed Winterfest.
We've got so many good things going on. I mean, you're absolutely right. The calendar's just booked. One of the, I don't know, have you guys ever spent any time on air talking about Destination Marketing Group and kind of what they're spooling up for us? Because that will tie into kind of keeping track of all the good stuff that's going on.
A little bit.
Can I spin that? Just
Yeah,
for a sec?
please.
So,
go ahead and raise that mic up just a little bit and talk. You gotta. I always say the rule of thumb here. Well, you got to talk into the side of it. If you're talking to the end of it,
turn the mic.
There you
Can
go.
you
It's a little weird,
How's
and I
that?
always say rule of thumb: don't
levels,
actually do it. But if you stick your tongue out and you can touch the microphone, you're good.
But we
all
don't
right. So
want
how
you
many
to
people
actually
have sat
do
at this
that.
mic before me?
But please don't lick the microphone.
Okay, yeah,
Mayor.
definitely won't now. I was going to, but I will not. So, I think many of us see Chihuahua as a little land of opportunity, right? Opportunities to connect intuitive dots that will make the community better. And I think initiated originally by 49 Degrees North, there's now a partnership called Destination Marketing Group. And so that's 49 Degrees North, Chihuahua Casino, and Spokane Tribe, Chihuahua Golf and Country Club, and Tri-County Economic Development. So one of the annual struggles, we talk about it at many meetings, is, how do we keep all of this kind of on a calendar? How can that calendar be dynamic? How could it have stakeholder input real time? And how can we fund it in a way that we can market the information on that calendar, all the good things you were talking about, to the broader community? And so the Destination Marketing Group has been formed, funded by those 4 organizations, and they are quite literally a marketing group for our valley and the surrounding assets. So you've got the 3 largest kind of economic stakeholders, and then you have the Tri-County Economic Development District working together to market all the good things that are going on. So I think they're fairly close to launching. Like, we're going to see something in months, not years for sure, but whether that's 3 to 6, I can't say. They're going to have that dynamic calendar embedded in that. They're going to have the different promotional events that we do in town, but also at each of those different venues. And so I think having those larger stakeholders take that on is going to be a great connective thread for our community and all the good things going on.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Another piece that was just kind of a fun little factoid, being a business owner in town, is I was working the bistro the other night, and some people came from out of town, and I'm always interested in, I listen to the words they use to describe our town. And husband and wife had shown up on a Harley ride. I think they were from the west side, and they were doing a multi-day trip. But anyway, as he's sitting there, just as I'm parting, they find out that I'm the mayor, and so then they make a comment. And his comment was, "Man, this is a clean city."
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
That's
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys have that reaction. That was mine too. I said I want to hear that.
Yeah, because when I drive around, sometimes I'm a weed-oriented person, and all I see is the
Right.
yards with weeds and overgrown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon,
Yeah.
stay out of my yard.
Now-
I was just going to say, uh-oh.
Unless you're there with a weed eater, you're more than welcome.
Now,
I'm
for
working on
for
it, I
listeners
promise.
who are thinking about emailing the mayor right now, I am aware we have some more cleaning up to do. There are areas that we got to continue to work on, but we're making real progress. And I think that first kind of first look response is an important one. It's kind of a little bit of a litmus test of how we're doing. So that's fun
That's
fact.
an awesome
Not part of our
comment.
morning
Yeah.
program, but I thought
Yeah.
it was fun to share.
Well, I know earlier in the summer we had the convening, and there were a lot of folks that
Yes.
that came here, and they were really excited. It was kind of funny to see a couple of the people. I don't want to say anything negative, but they showed up on day one, like, oh, what are we doing
have to
here in
be in
this
a
little
little tiny
podunk? Where are
town,
we?
yeah.
The internet's bad and all this. And by the time they were done,
They were just
they were leaving the
they were
market with
blown
like
away.
arms full of plants. I don't know how I'm going to get these home. I can't wait to come back. Your town is so
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
there's it's
Yeah.
a lot of people really come here, and I think one of the things that really kind of sticks out, you've got your tourist places, you've got your, all the Branson, Missouris and Gatlinburgs and Leavenworths around the country. An area like this is not meant for that. I think what people are really, and the trends are changing for tourism too. I don't like using the T word. I call them visitors.
Yeah.
But people are looking for an authentic experience.
I was just going to say.
Oh, well said. I
and
like
I-
visitors better
Yeah.
than tourism,
Yeah.
and I like authentic experience. Good words.
And I think that's
Yeah.
what people get here. They don't want,
Big,
I mean,
flashy, yeah.
bless their hearts, everybody
Yeah.
likes those places, but we don't need to be dancing on the street corners in our lederhosen entertaining people.
Well,
People
that's
just
it, though,
want
just
an
last
authentic
night.
experience.
Yeah, last night, just going, I had to talk to Tim at Trails and Gallery,
Yeah.
and I don't go in there often enough. I need to go in more. But it's so funny because I walked into Trails and Gallery, and I was so overwhelmed by the art. Here I'm there to have an actual business discussion with Tim, and I was just open mouth like, wow. you know?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Tim, is so gentle and gracious. He says hi, and I'm like, oh, Tim, I have to talk to you. Just couldn't take my eyes away. So authentic is the perfect word.
Yeah.
To describe all of our businesses: Andy's, Sporty's,
Well,
Fired Up, the gallery, Quartzsite.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think it's exciting when you're talking about one more group marketing us, and calendaring us, because we cannot just count on one area to
Right.
calendar us. You can't just have the independent or you can't just have the radio station, but we have I don't know if conglomerate is the
We got
right
a lot
word.
of calendars.
But
Yeah.
we have the creative district has a calendar,
Yep.
the chamber has a calendar, and as they're going to be having links back and forth to each other, and now this,
Well, I think it's going to be important moving forward to have a centralized calendar with everything on it. Maybe not the one website you go to, but where all
Right.
the organizations
With a
have
huge
the
marketing
same
presence.
calendar
Yeah.
that's being used.
they're actually integrating links to all of the organizations within
Exactly,
the calendar.
exactly.
So it's going to be a really great connective thread
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
for communication and awareness. And I always like to kind of revisit the very unique experience it is to campaign. I kind of made it my mission, and still do, to try to represent Chewelah in the fashion that I would want to be represented. I'm trying to be to our citizens what I've lacked, I think, in my political experience of being a constituent. And in that, a lot of people were, and you kind of hit on this, Chuck, concerned about the change they're seeing. And I respect that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as I kind of, did the door knocking thing and met new people and, reconnected with friends, it was a really clear theme that everybody recognized that change was happening. And I think now we're in it, right? We're 3 years
Yeah.
deep, and boy, it's happening, right? I mean, we'll talk about West
yeah.
Main. We're looking at core fiber. We're suffering some short-term pain for a longer-term gain for infrastructure and things like that. But it really took on this It wasn't. It was like a kind of a courageous stance in the face of change, saying, "Well, let's define what that looks like. Let's define our." I started calling it our brand. What's our Chihuahua brand? I'm super impressed with the progress that's been made and all the people who are involved in making that a reality. But I think the experience we're talking about is that very thing, and good on us, right? Leavenworth, hat tip to them. They decided that was their brand, and they ran with that. But that's not our brand.
Oh, I love going to Leavenworth.
Oh,
I wasn't trying to say anything bad about them, but it's.
I don't like Lederhosen, but
right.
I like Leavenworth.
It gets itchy.
I won't be seen in it, so I don't know. But
Well,
okay, I
I've
respect that.
told
That's-
you.
I put on a kilt.
Yeah, I've told you, Greg, privately, but I'm going to say publicly, you're the best thing that's happened to Chihuahua in a long time.
Goodness
Oh,
gracious!
wow.
Yeah, I
That's quite an endorsement.
Yeah, I served for 20 years on the council, and I served with some good mayors, and you are by far the best.
No, bless you.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
means the world to me.
You're just right where you should be, right when this town needs it, because we are in this changing time, and you're able to run with that.
Yeah.
and to be our leader. It's just you're wonderful.
Well, I consider it a huge honor and a blessing, and even more so that you would say such kind words. I think it's worth pointing out, though, to listeners, and I hope that this kind of catches on in conversations in pubs and restaurants and markets.
Get a little closer to that mic if you could.
It is a season, and I see seasons as windows of opportunity where we do get to define who we are, what we want our future to look like, across every sector that makes up Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Opportunities need to be seized. We need to play our respective part in making that happen. I feel most of the time not so much as a leader as a facilitator, because there's so many good things happening.
Oh yeah.
If I can use this office to help facilitate good things happening, I mean, what a fun job to do, right?
Yeah.
So many of the great things happening have come upon us. They're not of my making. Right. But a lot of good work by a lot of good people. But it's a lot of hard work too. And we need more people, I think, to embrace this season, because seasons come and seasons go. And at the end of a season, you have a result.
Are you going to break into song?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. But I feel this to my core.
Yeah.
We need to own the season we're in.
Yeah.
And if you want to see a component of it grow and thrive, if you feel a component is missing, the season, the door is open. And that golden ring, if you will, of what our future looks like is being shaped right now. So I hope that's a conversation in town, and that distinctly and culturally we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Rather than maybe grousing about what I don't like or the disruption at the time. We're a better community if we can shift our eyes to the good things in our control in that future.
Complaints are fine, but also come to the table with a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just open to conversation.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that has been very impressive to me as a newcomer to Chihuahua, because we've only been here a year and 4 months?
God, it seems like forever.
I know, but I'm new. We bought our house. We closed April 14th of last year. Yeah. And what has been so amazing is this is a wonderfully diverse community. We have our old timers of our farmers and our very conservative, mindset, and we have this wonderful fresh air coming in that's providing a lot more art and a lot more economic stimulus to our area. And what has been impressive to me is how people have been able to have those conversations and to be incredibly supportive of each other. You look at the fundraiser for the young lady at the Lions Club last Friday.
Yeah.
You look at the firefighters who are supporting Zach. You look at all the different things supporting Gino.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that it doesn't matter at the root of it, the community comes together and they support each other.
Yep.
And that has been a beautiful thing to see and participate in. And a big part of that is the leadership of the city being accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
And maintaining that accessibility so that everybody feels welcome, everybody feels like their voice is heard, everybody feels like this is a place that we can all live, and we can all grow, and we can all participate in this season.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to backtrack a little bit. I know you have to go pretty soon. You said you have a meeting.
Yep.
You only had a few minutes to join us today, but you mentioned change, right?
Yeah.
As the old saying goes, change is the only constant.
Yeah.
Right.
change is going to happen, and it's really a matter of getting in front of that change. You know, if you sit back and you hear some people say, and again, I'm not being negative here. I'm just saying a lot of people don't really want change. They want things to stay how they are, but that's not going to happen. That's not reality. So we can sit back and let someone else do the change. Let outside interest and outside money come in and change the face of this area, or we can get in front of it and sort of guide that, the growth moving forward to make it work for Chewelah and everybody that's already here. And I think that's important, that we need to do it ourselves, like what's a lot of the things that are happening, and not let
an outside force.
Yeah, not let other people dictate because Chewelah's got so many opportunities and so many resources that some of these big corporations out there, some of these big, international ski places, and they're looking at this place salivating, just waiting for a for sale sign to go up, waiting for that golf course to go up for sale. They're out there, they're watching it, because we have everything here that some of these major high dollar resort towns have. And we can sit back and let that happen, or we can step in front of it.
Yeah.
And guide that journey.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the game, and that's the future worth fighting for.
Speaking of change, I hear you've got a couple changes coming up at City Hall.
Yeah. We do. In fact, tonight at City Council, the council will review a recruitment program to find a new city administrator. My recommendation is that we work with the Prothman Group. It's a nationwide recruitment company to really put out there. Part of managing change is really making sure that the diversity of skill set that also changes in terms of the need, that we're meeting that. And so we're pretty darn good at doing the manual homegrown recruitment process, putting the word out using local newspaper, of course, the different recruitment websites that are inexpensive and you can get a lot of people looking at your listing. What is remarkable, and this is not a Chewelah phenomenon, I can speak of examples in Cheney right now for a treasurer. I can speak for a Vista, 9 openings north of double six figures. There's a real problem right now in recruitment, and part of that is that you're going to get a lot of hits on those online recruitment sites, but a lot of those people are really just kind of doing an unemployment L&I dance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. Excuse me, the city of Cheney, with a known city, university town, and treasurer position. That's a pretty darn good job. Mm-hmm. I think they've been in the game looking for candidates for over 3 months, and they have yet to have an interview, I think.
Wow.
But they've got a lot of hits. So anyway, we need help with that. Prothman is a very reputable, rather sophisticated recruitment company that can really make sure not just that we're getting that exposure, but that exposure is being screened down so that by the time we sit down for interviews, we're sitting with very viable candidates. Mm-hmm. And that will include locals as well that would be interested. So that'll be wide open. That'll be on the agenda tonight. Second thing on the agenda is council will be deciding whether or not we will, or how we'll go about this interim space. And my recommendation is that we do hire an interim through the end of the year. While that's going on, that'll help facilitate the recruitment process itself. And then beginning of next year would be the goal to move forward with a permanent full-time city administrator. So those decisions will be put in motion tonight. The outcome will be in council's hands.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there'll be people there, but a lot of people are going to be at Pechacucha tonight.
That's what I was going to say.
That's right. We got some competition.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Pechacucha City Council.
Yeah, which is more entertaining?
Hopefully Pechacucha.
Well, Chuck's going to be there. It'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing I did want to highlight, and Julie Culverwell, our treasurer, kind of highlighted this as we're going into budget season. That'll also be kicked off tonight at City Council. So that is a fascinating, complex, and unique process for municipalities, and will last for the next 3 months. But the city of Chewelah is a very giving community, and our municipality is a very giving municipality. We donate annually to the senior center through rural resources, over $1,000. We make a number of different donations to help local organizations have success. So the city actually plays a part in that, and that's past council decisions that pays out still today. And Julie kind of collated those things. And then last time I was on, we talked about the Promise program. That was a direct utility rebate for low-income homes.
Yeah.
$60,000 is poured out directly to residents on their utility bill.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
That's
cool.
great.
Yeah.
And then
and I believe that are those applications still open?
I believe that is spent. So that
Okay.
was really that was a more proactive program, and people could apply and stuff like that. But where there was no need and things like that, those were distributed. The HERE program is the HVAC clean energy program that is putting actual physical units in low-income homes, and that is worth repeating.
Yes.
There's been a lot of complex things that they've tried to do to modernize heating and cooling for low-income families, but typically they're so complicated they have their own kind of intrinsic barriers and are ineffective. This is really a pass-through that is going to get, gosh, I think the number's around 90 residents in Chewelah.
That's wonderful.
Economic
That's gonna be
heating and
amazing.
cooling. I mean, it's going to be a real game changer for our community. And those installs are being spooled up right now, and those applications are still open. And you can find both on the city website. If you go to the city website, and we need to get better with our website, but right now we're using a red banner at the top. That's a scrolling banner with an arrow on it. If you click on that, it'll take you through each of the things we're talking about, those active items that citizens may go to the website looking for. So look for that red banner, and you can scroll through that.
It came
Very cool. Yeah, I know you talked about some of the barriers to these programs in the past, and I know a huge barrier that is really an impossibility for a lot of people. The program maybe is as great as some of these programs can be, but rebate programs, often for low-income people, are just as big of an impossibility as buying paying for the stuff.
Well,
upfront
exactly.
To begin
Or
with.
to qualify, you'd have to buy all new windows. I mean, really?
Right.
A low-income program that requires people that have no money to spend money to then get the money back.
Yeah.
Whoever thinks of these things, I wonder what's going on in their head.
Well, I think they got a message, because I was very surprised with how clean the HERE program particularly came through.
Right.
So when you go on your website, we just pulled it up. There's a spot that says,
I'll go back.
Okay, it just says latest news, and that's where you go, and then there's a drop down for those
And then
programs.
if you click back, Sharon, there's that red banner. It's kind of jumps out in your face.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's
At
got a
the
little
very
arrow
top,
on it,
yeah.
because that's where you'll find information on West Main. Where are we at? What's the timeline? Things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
And a thank you to everyone listening, and please share it with those who aren't. As we go through change, infrastructure definitely causes some frustration, pain, and definitely some inconvenience. West Main's a big project. I want to thank everybody for their patience.
Yes.
Short-term pain for a very long-term gain, and the end result is going to be worthy of its own festival. I think everybody's going to be super pleased, and there's a lot of work that went into that.
I've been here for 8 years now, and one of the first things I heard when I moved here is how bad that road was.
Yeah.
And I've heard that every year, every time. There have been some patches down on it, but the patches are only patches.
Yeah.
Right now, our in front of my house, where we normally never have traffic, is much higher traffic than we're used to, but totally worth it for the improvements that are going to be made on that street. So
Definitely worth it. We have a lot more traffic by Triangle Park where I am.
Sure.
But we're noticing a lot of speeding going on. So the neighbors are getting together, and we're going to put something in, asking for some kind of intervention, because the cars are going by so fast coming down on just that little circle around Triangle. So it's Valley, Clay,
Bernard, Victoria.
No, it's Clay, Bernard, Victoria, and West.
Yeah.
So one thing, and I don't know if people know this. I get people stop me in the grocery store and everywhere. It's just kind of fun part of being a
When are you
small
gonna
town.
fix this?
Well, I get some of that, but more actually, it's people just bringing up things like that. I actually keep a list So I'm going to
cool.
check one off right now. Connect with Polly Triplett at Chewelah Police Department because we have our electronic speed reader board, which are highly effective at slowing people down. It tells people who are regular speeders, hey, we're watching.
Yeah.
It's an unmanned unit, but that's fully portable and can get where it needs to be. So if you check in with Polly, and I'll follow up myself and we'll see,
Awesome.
because
I will do
you're
that.
not the first person to mention that. And where we have kind of patterns of
Yeah.
excessive
Yeah.
speed, that's definitely a risk to our kids. So
And
I
it's-
will have to say, I know you have to go, but
Yeah.
but in relation to that, the corner at King and the highway, normally I would veer over and take the light. That intersection right there, with the light right there, and it gets very, very hard to make a turn.
it does.
From
It
King
does,
Street with the traffic
absolutely.
diverted
So
there.
West Main is kind of our conditioning session because next year, Lord willing, we haven't gotten the final on it. So I want to say this cautiously, but everything looks like 395 improvements are going to go through.
Outstanding.
That intersection will get the strobing light crossing treatment, and all of those improvements should help there. I use that intersection a lot too, and I totally hear what you're saying.
Have you
I'm saying
been?
right now for the construction, it'd be nice to have a flagger or something right there because sometimes it's you sit there and wait and.
You're talking just during construction.
Yeah, during the construction.
Yeah,
'cause it's really, really hard
Yeah.
because I go from there to make a left on the radio station. Sometimes I give up and just take a right and then go down and turn in the gas station or something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But again, small
A
price to pay.
project that size, it's going to.
This is,
Yeah.
and this is Chewelah, and all roads lead to Grandma's.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, or all
Literally,
roads lead to the radio station. You
Right.
can get there
I
from
wish
anywhere.
Come on, Chuck. Little by little.
I know. Anyway, hey, Greg, you probably have someone waiting in your office for you to show up.
I actually do, but we didn't touch Fall Fest October 5th.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And definitely something to be promoted. So even in my absence, I hope that you give it some airtime.
We will. We'll go straight into that after
Awesome.
you leave. I was hoping you'd be here for that, but you do have to go. Love to have you around for the rest of the show, but I understand you have duties to get to. So
Yeah.
So thank
Plenty
you so
of
much
meetings.
thank you so much for coming on. Anything else you need to say before you go?
Just glad to be on. Love to do this regularly, and I think that's our plan. I am absolutely committed to improving communication. It is just a challenge.
It has always been a challenge.
And always will be, I think.
And yes.
But I just want your listeners to hear and to share that I'm absolutely committed to it. We will get better and better and better all the time. So if you think there's need for improvement, your mayor agrees with you.
There you go.
Nice.
There you live here too.
Well, and once in a while, I have people say, well, I didn't know that was happening. And I say, do you get the Chewelah paper?
Right,
Well,
yeah,
no.
see, no.
Do you listen to the radio? Well, no.
Yeah.
Where do you get your news? Oh, from the neighbor or whatever, you know.
Radio, newspaper, social media, billboards,
Right.
signs,
Yeah.
posters.
Really news and information.
Where
Yeah.
else do you need?
Yeah.
And maybe back to end on the season note that we're in, maybe the step an individual just needs to take is to plug in informationally a little bit better because, boy, we're sure trying to get it out there. It's just not easy. There's a lot of noise.
Go knock on doors or something.
Yeah.
But not my door because, I actually have a sign that I'm making that says, "Did you text first?" we get knocks on the door. We tend to hide behind the couches until they go away. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here.
Have a
It's
great
nice
day.
to meet you again.
Thanks so much, Greg. I'd see you out, but we're in the middle of a show.
All right.
So have a good one. All right. That was Mayor McCutcheon, everybody.
fun.
Thank you so much for coming, Greg. Appreciate
Yes.
that. So let's just go right into Fall Fest. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
I want to kick. I'm just going to get right into what I consider the main event. There's lots of other activities going on. I'm in charge of booking the bands for the main stage. I'm very, very, very excited about the headlining band that we booked for the show. It is Max Daniels and New Jack City.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
This is a 7-piece sort of soul and rock band.
Oh, how fun.
They have, I think, 3 lovely backup women singers behind him. Max, he really he works a crowd. He's sort of this old school sort of Motown vibe with this voice that, man, I don't know how he's not a superstar. He's regionally very well known, but I mean, this guy's got this voice that just shakes your soul.
Oh, very cool.
I mean, he is incredible, and we're so lucky to have him here playing in Chihuahua. So I'm really excited about that. He's a great. I'm so glad he's on board, and he's very excited about it too.
Nice.
We've got a lot of great local bands. We've got a couple different McQueen bands. We've got Old Souls and Antiques. We have two stones, one bird. Sorry, I'm forgetting.
Craig is going to be like, hello.
I know, right? He's going to be listening. He's like, Chuck, you're supposed to know what these people are. Yeah, so no, we've got a lot of great music coming up. The Firefighter Olympics are in the park at noon.
Right.
The Show and Shine Car Show is going to be behind the Mountain Market on Main. There's a cowboy cook-off. That's starting early in the morning. The judging is going to be later in the afternoon.
What is a cowboy cook-off? What is that?
Are they using Dutch ovens? Is it a Dutch oven cook-off?
I believe it is.
Oh, which means you have to start your charcoal. You have to start,
Yeah.
and you have to cook for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, the cooking actually is going to start at 8 a.m. The judging is in the afternoon, and tickets will be sold to become a judge, to be able to have all that food. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Tickets. So we can't have too many judges. Won't they run out of food?
Well, I think that's why there's the ticket system, because if it was open, then there would be not enough food. But they know ahead of time how many portions they need to prepare based on the number of tickets that will be available for that.
Oh my gosh, town is going to smell so good.
Right? Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Right.
There's a beer festival with judging for local beers.
Okay.
There's going to be, of course, the beer garden. There's going to be, this one's going to be a little different as far as the vendors. There's going to be, a lot of local vendors, people selling stuff. We're not doing food vendors this time because we want to support our local restaurants. So what we'll be doing is the restaurants will have specials. They'll have to-go orders ready. So there will be dining in the street, in the festival, ordered from our local restaurants.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the food vendors are wonderful, and I know everybody loves the food vendors, but at the same time, we also, if we're going to be closing off the street and putting a big festival on, we want that business to go to our local restaurants.
Yeah. Well, we've got some great local restaurants too. A nice diversity.
Yeah.
Is Fired Up going to do one of their alternate stuff too? Like, are they going to do sushi? Are they going to do?
You'll just have
Asian
to come and find out.
Nice.
I know they're going to be everybody's going to be doing specials for the event.
Well,
Very
it
cool.
happens October 5th, which sounds like months away.
No.
But it's just a couple
That's
of
2
weeks.
weeks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see a lot more in the paper, and you'll hear more in the next couple of weeks of particulars and when it's happening. So so just keep listening to us. Go out and subscribe to the Independent if you don't already. It's cheaper than taking your family out to a restaurant.
And I just want to give a big shout out to all the people that have helped out and involved with the Chihuahua Festival Association. So again, sort of, with Chautauqua leaving us, we have a great group of folks together, Chihuahua Festival Association. It's sort of to attempt to sort of fill the hole that was left behind from Chautauqua, and we're doing multiple festivals a year. We may, no spoilers, but some of these festivals may end up being a multiple day. Maybe Summerfest may or may not have been rented for multiple days next year. We'll find out.
Nice.
But yeah, we really want to just provide these festivals for the community. There's
it was already a multiple day when you count what was here and then what was the next day up at the ski hill.
Exactly, the
and that was
Huckleberry Fest.
that was a multiple day
was.
event. Yeah,
it was. But yeah, so we have the Chihuahua Independent, the radio station KCHW, the Chamber of Commerce, the city itself. There's Toyota is one of our biggest sponsors. Colville Toyota sponsor the radio station, and this is actually Toyota themselves sponsoring the event. There's a lot of local sponsors, a lot of local businesses that have pitched in to be sponsors. I don't have that list in front of me, but there's a lot of folks have come together to really help.
Yeah, they're not on the flyer yet.
It just says Toyota.
This is just a teaser flyer.
Well, very cool. I'm super excited that everything is coming together because I just since the time we've been here, things just keep growing and getting more and more cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really exciting. I had a thought in my brain. Oh, Firefighter Olympics. Have you seen that before? Do you know what that is?
Well, last year I saw a couple of the events, and they had just weird things. Like they had the roll up the hose event, where they had to roll it up, and they had 3 or 4 people doing it at the same time.
Yep.
And it was amazing. And they had other kind of type. But I missed a lot of them because there were things happening at the same time, and so I was not there. I was other places. So I'm glad that it's kind of going to be there, and then it's going to be moved to downtown, kind of. You know, I mean, yeah. So you can go to both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spread the love around.
Yeah.
Well, and there was some discussion of doing this event in the park, but the firefighters, they used pretty much the whole park.
Oh, the whole, from the creek to the highway.
Yeah.
It's all used. Yeah.
So
for
there
their
wouldn't,
events.
there wouldn't have been room to do both because they really do need that whole space.
Yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that if we're going to have a big event, we want to make sure the downtown businesses benefit.
Yeah.
From that event. So.
Yeah.
And Summerfest will be in the park, just like Chautauqua always was, and we'll have the live music there. And like I said, we may do multiple day festivals in the future.
Yeah.
May
Stop
or may
talking
not.
about summer. We're getting into fall, and we're
I
getting
know,
into Fall
right?
Fest, and we're gonna have Winterfest, and
we
there's
can talk
gonna
about Winterfest
Oh my
coming up,
gosh,
too.
so much stuff going on. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the theater is full, booked up full. Somebody said, "Oh, there's not much happening this winter in the theater," and I'm like, "Oh no, we are fully solid."
Oh yeah. 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 Somebody asked me about if they could have a rehearsal on this day, and I said, "Sorry, I've already got 2 rehearsals going that day. One right after school and one later on in the evening.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. And it's a good problem to have. Yeah.
Yep.
And then just the wonderful things that people are doing themselves. I'm just so impressed with everybody's just ideas and commitment to making, Chewelah fun and interesting year round.
Yeah. Back when we did have Chautauqua, Community Celebrations was the organization that did it. And they tried as a group to have, when they started, they had community events all year round.
Yeah.
They had some Halloween ones and some spring ones and stuff like that. But for one small core group, it became awful, and slowly they dropped ones or they gave them to other organizations. What's happening now is we've got so many organizations and so many groups of people doing things that it's not just the same person. Now, you may have somebody who's in the Arts Guild and is also in the Creative District.
Right.
You have some overlap, which is really good because then there's some communication there. But it is so exciting to see all these groups coming together, and we need everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. And we only need to communicate and talk to each other, too.
Yeah,
I was gonna
absolutely.
Say, there's lots of opportunity for all our listeners out there who aren't in Germany. Our German listeners, you guys are more than welcome. We would love to have you here as well. But if you're in town and you're listening, we'd love to have you volunteer. We'd love to have you come down and say, hey, I'd love to give an hour or two and help set up this amazing event. So I'll be putting out a call in Chewelah News and Information and on a couple of other boards asking for volunteers for Boo Fest, for Fall Fest, for Winter Fest, all these wonderful things that are coming up, including Trash Parade that we touched on earlier.
Yep.
So if you want to get involved, you don't want to have a huge commitment, then volunteer. Volunteer for an hour or so for one of these amazing events, just setting up or breaking down or helping schlep things for a vendor. There's so many different things that you can do that require a lot of exercise or not very much exercise at all.
Well, a lot of the things you hear from potential volunteers, I don't have the time for that. But the more volunteers we get, the less time.
The less time you have to commit.
If we can get 10 people for an hour, as opposed to 2 people for 5 hours. That's a big difference.
And most groups that you're interested in have their volunteer list.
Yeah.
Like over at the Center for the Arts, I have a couple of different types of volunteer lists. And when we need something, I send out, I may send out to 40 people and maybe only 3 can do it. And that's okay, But if you want to be on a list, just contact anybody that has an organization and you can get on their list.
District or the Arts Guild or
the center or the festivals, anything, and you can get on their volunteer list. I think the chamber has a volunteer list too, and and she looks to the people for volunteers. So you want to volunteer. Maybe you can't do it every time, but you still want to know when things are happening.
Yep, exactly.
So you can volunteer.
Exactly.
And to make things easier, when I send out those lists, it'll be for very specific jobs.
Yeah.
Can you sit at the registration desk for 1 hour? Period. This is all you have to do. Can you help move boxes up and down the stairs for 30 minutes? This is all you have to do. So it'll be very specific and very guided.
Yeah. We've got a handful of people on our volunteer list here at the radio station that are going to be helping coming up very soon. We have a bunch of foam panels we're going to be doing sort of
fun. Yes.
I don't know if I'd call it a mural, sort of mosaic, I guess, with the foam
we'll see
panels.
how it turns out.
On the back wall, we have twinkling fairy lights poking through the foam, and our little tower guy, and we have an artist who's volunteered to do some help with that too. He's going to build the stencil, and we've talked about maybe doing a mural of the Northern Lights on the ceiling.
On the ceiling, that's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
So anyway,
right.
Sharon, you got to go. You have an appointment to get to, so we'll let
yeah.
you get on out of here, and Paula and I will wrap up the show.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Sharon.
She's so good. She's over here quietly organizing her stuff.
I know, right? looking at her clock over and over again. We know, Sharon. Go ahead.
Oh,
we got this.
We got this. It's not the same without you, but we got this.
No, so but we'll go ahead and get things wrapped up.
Yes.
Yeah, and get out of here. I know I've got a lot of stuff I got to get going to today, and
I know.
I have to practice my Pechacucha presentation.
Yes, because we're gonna have a packed house. You're gonna have a packed house tonight.
Luckily, I'm assuming my wife probably isn't listening, but I may have told her I've practiced that when in fact the truth may not be that.
She probably was like, "You should practice it," and it's gonna be what it is, right?
Well, I don't want to over practice because then it'll sound rehearsed, and I want it to be more authentic, right? Right?
Okay. Well, I will say there's a sweet spot, right?
There is.
There's the familiarity with material, right? You want to be really, really familiar, which you
I
are because you've stared
I wrote
at
the
it,
material.
right? Eyebrows are going up here. I don't know if you can see that on the radio. And then
I wrote it at 4 a.m. as I did the slides, so maybe I should go back over that again.
Maybe once or twice.
I don't want to over rehearse. I did that once playing mandolin at a music festival. I wasn't great, but I over rehearsed.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say a word over and over again to where it doesn't make sense?
Fork.
Yeah.
Fork.
Yeah. Exactly. I would use a different word over the air because that could be misconstrued.
I'm being very careful.
But no, sometimes these things when you rehearse too much, it can stop making sense. And apparently, musical instruments can have the same effect as words, to where they just don't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
So there's that. Anyway, let's go ahead. Do you have anything? Do you have any parting words of wisdom to leave us with?
Oh my gosh! Well, I had a lot of fun meeting our mayor, Mr. Greg. Right? I have a name right. I just had that moment where I'm like, oh, did I get his name wrong? I'd never live that down. What a lovely gentleman! That was really fun because I wasn't here the last time he was here. And so getting to meet him was a lot of fun. And I have met him 3 times now.
There you go.
In passing, in various places where he's, acting as mayor or just acting as host. Like at Market on Main in the bistro, I happened to be in the little deli thing, and he was coming in and grabbing some wine. And I'm like, hey, you're the mayor. Just like one of those nonsensical, walk-bys. And I'm like, yes, I am. Have a great day. Kind of things, And then at the tree lighting that was at the park, hey, it's the mayor, just silly little things. So it was nice to actually get to meet him.
Well, unfortunately for the city, I get my face out there a lot, and I tend to go to the city council meetings, and I rarely go to them without
an
saying
agenda.
something.
Yeah,
but it's usually something good. I try not to bring anything negative to the council meetings, and
awesome.
Talk about fun stuff we're doing.
Yeah, it sounds like it. With all the things that are coming in town and all the wonderful events that are going on, I imagine that you're there.
And again, just a little word of advice for people that do have ideas, plans, that kind of stuff. Or even things they want to see improvements on or complaints.
Mm-hmm.
They want to hear that. Everybody, the city, as any city should, they want to hear that stuff. But always come prepared with a solution.
Yeah.
Or an alternative or suggestions. A lot of times you're just speaking into the void when it's just something negative. But if you bring something else to the table, it opens ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
Good idea to have. And that forces you to really think about where you're coming from as well.
Yeah.
If you just have a complaint, but you don't have a solution, maybe you really don't understand what's going on.
Exactly.
So, so I'm excited. I'm going to definitely call the police station and do what he said and see if we can get that little sign over there by Triangle Park, because we love it. We love the activity there. We love the kids there playing basketball. Actually, I enjoy hearing them play even up until 10 o'clock at night. They're using the park, and that's what's so beautiful about that park. But, oh, my gosh, those speeding cars at 3 a.m., that's what gets us. I think that's what gets the other neighbors, too. It's just the noise of the gunning. You're like, oh, my gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing? So that'll be good. That's a good suggestion. I'll call them today.
There you go. There you go. And with that, our time is up.
Yes.
You can stay tuned right here tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. with Music for the Mountain. 8 to 10 p.m. is Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio. And then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., you can catch Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Day. Again, right here on KCHW. And you have been listening to the KCHW Morning Show. We'd like to thank you all for listening. And you guys have a great day out there.
Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
We'll see you tonight at the brewery.
Yes.